Hello, one and all, and welcome to The Silent Why. I'm Claire Sands, host of the podcast, and occasionally you'll hear my other half, Chris, popping in as well. And here we are again, that festive season that brings pretty much every emotion under the sun. Whatever you're feeling about it this year, I just thought I'd put out a quick bonus episode to let you know what we've got coming up for you over the Christmas and New Year period. Now, I'm well aware that Christmas isn't necessarily merry or happy for all of us, and New Year isn't always welcome or celebrated. So to make sure that you don't feel alone over this holiday period, we're putting out plenty of content for you to keep you company if you need it. In the first year of our podcast in 2021, Christmas arrived only 3 months after we'd started the podcast. So we were new to exploring grief, and actually, our grief journey in many ways was just beginning as we explored a topic that we might have put to one side throughout our infertility and childlessness. Looking back, starting the podcast helped us to see that there was grief we were carrying, but not really dealing with or facing. So we were struggling ourselves, and the festive season and not having children often felt very daunting. So we put out a lot of content on the podcast to help others that might be feeling the same way. One of those episodes was Chris's loss of Christmas spirit, and I'll link to everything that I'm going to mention in the show notes for you in case it strikes a chord with you and you want to go and listen to it. This episode was called this because overall we felt like Christmas had lost its joy for us, and not having children meant we weren't around that excitement that comes with them. So in this episode we chatted about it, and it might be an episode that you need to hear this year to know that you're not alone in finding Christmas tough without the traditional family setup. That year I also did a blog called A Weary World Rejoices, because it was a year when the words "A weary world" in the carol O Holy Night just rang truer than ever for me. The world felt so weary. And still does, maybe even more so now. In that blog, I just wanted to see how we can find ways to rejoice at Christmas anyway. I also did an episode called That Weird Time Between Christmas and New Year, which was a period that I found really hard. So that explored what it's like when you're struggling to find any hope for the new year ahead, especially if all your years look a bit the same. Then, from March 2022 to March 23, I did a blog every month about what that month of the year was teaching me, because I needed a lot of encouragement and blessings through those months. I wanted it to help others find blessings in each season and month of the year, and it included the season of December, which went out in the lead up to Christmas 2022. You can find all of those season blogs on the blog page on the website by searching under the tag Seasons. But maybe you need to hear the December one this month, to find something to enjoy in the last month of the year. Then, last Christmas, we put out an episode around food and grief and the connections that make the season hard for some in that area. And last week we put out an episode around the losses involved in eating disorders and anorexia. Again, another condition that will make the festive season very stressful for some. And it might be that these are episodes you want to hear this year. Chris and I also did another update on how we were doing with Christmas 2022, and we included special messages from previous podcast guests about what they find hard and what blesses them about the season. In fact, for Christmas 2022, we were very proactive and left the country for the first time to celebrate just the two of us in an Airbnb in Belgium. But in that episode, which we did before we left, we had the amazing In the Bleak Midwinter piano rendition from Chris's brother, John, which, thinking about it, I've just decided I'm going to use for one of the even more Silent Why Christmas episodes. You know, the ones where I give you some extra quiet time to think about things, because I just love to listen to him play, and that is one of my favourite carols. And on New Year's Eve last year, we put out Another New Year. Why? For those that needed some help and guidance on how to make New Year their friend and not their nemesis. It also included 20 questions to ask yourself to find out where you are right now and what you need. We also shared our New Year tradition and the song that we like to play at midnight. So check that out if you're needing some guidance before the New Year hits, or you just want to get proactive about heading into 2024. So whatever you're feeling, there's lots of content to help you feel less alone, and hopefully be encouraged that we're not all doing the big happy family Christmas. You're not alone. So what have we got planned for you in 2023? Well, a lot of podcasts stop putting out content at Christmas and take a break, which makes sense. People do have less time for podcasts maybe. But you know what? I'm not here for the busy Christmas people. That was never my goal. I'm here for those of you that might be alone at Christmas, saddened by Christmas, confused by Christmas, stressed by Christmas. So, as I'll be in the country this year, I'm upping the content instead. On next Tuesday's episode, Chris and I will be chatting about all things Christmas. It's unscripted chat about where we are with the festive season and how that might have changed, if at all, from the episode Loss of Christmas Spirit in 2021 and Comfort at Christmas in 2022. plus our reflections on going away for Christmas last year. In fact, if you haven't listened to those, you might want to see where we started on this journey, and then see how we're doing now. I'm also going to republish my short 3 to 4 minute Hopelet episodes every day between Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. These mini episodes are just little things you can listen to if you're finding the season hard, or you're just struggling with the whole idea of hope. Whether your hope is small, weak, broken, high, or in need of direction, or buzzing, there's something for everyone. And as there are 5, they're based around the fingers on the hand. Of course. And I'll finish off those hopelets on New Year's Eve with my No Hope blog, just to see you into the new year. And that's KNOW, by the way, not NO, hope. And don't forget, if you've got people around you that are grieving this Christmas and you're not sure how to be about it, check out the blog that's linked at the bottom of all our episodes on how to talk to those that are grieving. Just remember, if you're not sure if you should get in touch with someone that's been through something really difficult, always do it. Even if you get it a little wrong, remembering someone at this time of the year means so much, whereas looking like you forgot or ignored them can really hurt. So, let's kick off this festive season, and I'm going to reshare straight after this episode, well, it comes out an hour afterwards, see the next episode on your podcast feed, my blog, Christmas, Friend or Foe. Because sometimes it's hard to tell whether Christmas comes to help us or hinder us. And from all of us here at The Silent Why, well, both of us, we're wishing you all a very hopey Christmas full of marzipan, or whatever your equivalent is. Did I mention I love marzipan recently? We'll be back next week with an update on where Chris and I are with the Christmas season. Is it a friend or a foe? Tune in to find out. I'm going to finish with a quote from an image I saw recently on the internet. I'm not sure who wrote it, sorry author. I'm fairly sure it's not one of the greats, but it did make me smile. And that's what you need at Christmas more than anything. The human body is 90% water. So we're basically just cucumbers. With anxiety.